from Hyva School Management System. We are here for taking you through the demo version of Hyva School Management software. Our software has some unique features like RFID detectors, biometric systems, GPS tracking mechanisms, and several other features with 16 different types of user logins. To start, admin user has to log in using default username and password admin. On successful login, application will display dashboard with the following contents: school calendar, events list, messages, latest admission enquiry, latest admission list, and request list. Modules in Hyva School Management software has been divided into two types: core module and operational module. Core modules are used to configure the software, whereas operational modules helps in doing the operational activities. To work on with Hyva School Management software, core modules of the application has to be configured, which are masters and admin. These modules helps the institution to define its state. Now we will go through the set of pre-recorded data in the core modules. Boardmaster helps the institution to define what kind of boards they run. For example, we have added CBSE board here. The Boardmaster page will have two fields where you can enter board name and board description. Moving on to Yearmaster. Yearmaster page will help the institution to add its academic year. We have a pre-added data where we can edit and see. The page will consist of two fields, academic year and year description. Category master defines the category that are in the institution. For example, we have added here Hyva Primary. More examples can be added like preschool, nursery, secondary, senior secondary, etc. Grade master will define the grades that fall in under the categories added. In fee type master page, user can add the various fee types that are in the institutions. For example, we have added school fee. For that, we can also add whether discount is allowed or not. Fee master page will help the user to configure the fee amount, the installments allowed, options for the which academic year, and additional details, where you can see all the fields present here where user can configure the fee type for a particular academic year. If discount is given for a particular fee, then for that particular fee type we can able to define the discount type and its percentage. If student opts boarding, then grade wise boarding amount, fee amount can also be configured. If student opts transport, transport fees can be configured here. Transport fee for range as in kilometers, for this much kilometers, what is the amount. Here we have three modes which is called pick up and drop. So based on these classifications, transport fee can be added. Sections available under each grade can be added in academic section list. If you can see, we have various fields like section name, grade, section mentor, section code, description, and status. Mentors are the faculties assigned to the grade and to particular section. In academic subject list page, we can able to add all the subjects coming under the particular academic year. Moving to admin core module, we can able to configure the various rooms. This is more into the infrastructure. So all the rooms available under the institution can be added and classified here. Various types of users can be added here. We have already promised 16 types of pre-added users where we can also add any new category over selecting add new. Users will display the added users. By default, admin and admin will be present. To add more users, we can always use the add new options where we have to fill the fields like username, first name, last name, password, retype password, and types, department, and the contact details. School structure will define the number of periods, the number of terms, working days, and starting and end time for a particular academic year. School profile will help the institution to add the school name, director's name, senior HOD, junior HOD's name, and the advisor names. User authority will give the users authority over the particular modules. For admission module, whomever is taking the authority can be added here. These are the user list added previously under users. The application also enables a feature of having backups periodically and restoring it periodically. If any user wants to change her or his password after logging in, can use the change password link. We will now see the backup mechanism. Here, on clicking the backup, the application will take a backup and locates a particular folder and saves it. For example, on moving to operational modules, the first concern is academic module. Here, the first main three configurations are in grade subject configuration, student subject configuration, and subject faculty configuration. In grade subject configuration, we will be configuring the subjects for a particular grade. Here, we have already configured a set of subjects. To edit this particular configured subject, click edit and you can select or deselect more number of subjects. The next thing to look into is student subject configuration. Here, for a particular grade, for a particular section, and for a particular student, we are configuring the subjects. Here we can see a pre-added or pre-configured subjects. Moving to next is subject faculty configuration. Here, faculty who is going to handle particular subjects can be configured. We have already configured a set of record. Now, for grade 2, section A, computer subject is being handled by Henry. Now, moving to faculty. Here, the list of faculty added from the HR module will populate. Students who are added from admission module will populate here. We can able to configure them. We can send messages, we can view their application, we can view their progress report, and additional things can be done here. In homework page, we can able to add homeworks for a particular subject for a particular grade. If on clicking add homework, we will have the following fields: grade, section, subject, date, submission date, and description, and any attachment if has to be made can be attached here. Student homework list will help the user to assign a particular homework for a particular student. Exam type page will help the user to add various exam types. On editing, we can able to see three fields: exam type name, description, and its status. Here we can able to add the exam type, the description for that exam type and its status. Exam page will help the user to configure the exam type added. Here the following fields are available: exam type name, grade, section, subject, exam type, status, max marks and min marks. On giving this, the particular exam type can be configured. In term master page, plans for a particular term can be laid. Here, start date and end date of the term, the board, the description and the plans can be made. In lesson plan page, for a particular grade and a section, the lesson plan can be configured. Here we have the following fields: academic year, section, subject, semester, week from, week to, term, teacher, grade, key experience, learning outcomes, what are the subjects and whatever the plans across the various days of a week can be planned. These are the following fields available through which you can configure your lesson plan. Extracurricular activities like sports can be configured using sports lesson plan list. On clicking add, you can view the following fields: semester, number of weeks, term, grade, week from, week to, teacher who is handling the particular lesson plan for sports, and the title and objective can be added here. In exam attendance page, user can able to view attendance for students who has attended exams. Here the old function works with RFIDs, where we can able to detect the RFID of a particular student and get the attendance. Here the fields available are grade, section, exam type, subject and date of exam. On selecting the datas, the application will display the students. On selecting the student, we can able to give the attendance on clicking save. Grade attendance helps the user to give attendance for a particular student grade wise. In assessment page, user can able to add all the internal assessments for a particular academic year. In exam result page, we can able to add results for a particular student. Here we have to select the examination, the grade, section and the exam. The system will populate the student who has appeared for the exam. Here we have to give marks and comments and save the page. Next is year plan. In year plan page, the particular plan for a year can be configured. In year plan page, we can able to configure the topics covered under a particular subject for the particular academic year. In term plan page, for a particular term, what all the topics has to be covered for a subject for a particular academic year can be configured. In daily task, user can able to give daily task for a particular subject. Here user has to enter the period, grade, section, subject, the topic, the activity and save it. Weekly report page will help the user to view a weekly overview of the daily task list. Here we have to select the start date and the end date. And on clicking generate report, the application will generate a weekly report. The timetable page will help the user in configuring timetable for a particular grade and section. Here user can able to view the already added timetable. For a particular grade, for a particular section, the timetable adder will display here. New timetables can be added on clicking Add New. Reports in general will help the user to have an idea about the happenings in an institution. Here we have various types of report like employee attendance, class attendance, exam attendance and student marks. The next module to look into is HR. In HR, we have the following pages: department, category, template, resumes, schedule interviews, employees, holiday, leave policy, leave request form, circulars, employee attendance, event list, and leave status. The employee category has to be added here. The employee category list page is a pre-added set of data having teaching, non-teaching, and admin records. On clicking department, the user will be able to add departments for category specified. Here, on clicking edit, we can able to view an already added record. The page will have the following fields: department name, category, description, and status. On clicking template, user can be able to add various templates. On clicking edit, we can able to view an already added record. The page will consist of the following fields: template name, template content, and status. On clicking resume, user can be add new resumes. Here we have an already added record. On clicking edit, we will be able to view the details. The first name and last name of the applicant, the contact details, post applied for applied category, and the resume with all the interview details are added. The scheduled interview list will populate all the data that has been added in resume page. On clicking edit, we can able to view an already added record. Here, the interview has been scheduled on 9/14/2013 for a candidate. The employee page will have all the selected employee list. Here, on clicking add new, we can able to see the various features that has been captured under employee. The various details captured for an employee is listed below. On clicking holidays, the user will be able to add the holiday record for a particular academic year. On clicking leave, the leave type can be added by the user. On clicking leave policy, the leave types can be configured according to the categories provided by the application. On clicking edit, we can able to see an already added record which have the following fields: leave type, number of leaves, leave applicable for, and the comments. The leave request form helps the user to request for a leave. Here, the details captured are leave type, reasons, start date, number of days, and end date. On clicking circulars page, user will be able to add circulars to distribute across the institution. On clicking employee attendance, user will be able to view all the added employee attendance list. On clicking events list, user will be able to add all the events happening in the institution for an academic year. The next module that we have to look into is admissions. In admission module, user can able to follow up the enquired students and process their admission. The first page to come is enquiry list, where an user can able to view the enquired student list. Here we have already have a set of pre-added data. On clicking edit, we will be able to view their details. In admission enquiry form, the application will display a form that has to be filled for admission enquiry. In admission process page helps the user in processing an admission. Here the following details has to be filled in for processing admission. Boarding type can be classified into two types, full boarding or weekly boarding. If the student is opting for not having a boarding, then he can go for day scholar. Here we have the following drop-down options for selecting the requirement, whether transport is needed. If needed, then pick up, drop or pick up and drop options can be selected. Whether assessment is there, whether discounts can be given, all these options can be selected here. On clicking save, the admission will be processed. Here the user can able to print the acceptance letter and give it to the parents, where this will be forwarded to the cashier module. Here the notification list page will have all the processed admission list. On clicking payment, the payment can be processed for a particular student. Here the payment type has DD, check and cash classifications. On clicking any one of the type and giving the payment details, and clicking done, payment will be processed for a particular student. Once the fee payment is done for a particular student, he will be enrolled for the academic year. Moving on with the cashier module, the next page is bank voucher. In bank voucher page, user will be able to enter the form number, requested by, requested date, payable to, payee address, amount, PO number and other details and can issue a voucher. In cash voucher page, if any transaction is made through cash, that can be recorded. Here we have an add button to add that particular record. In fee payment page, we have a RFID mechanism where when we scan a RFID, it will be displayed here and the fee payment details for a particular student will be displayed. Moving on is for cashier reports. The reports available for the cashier modules are fee report, bank vouchers and cash vouchers. The next module to look into is cafeteria. In cafeteria module, we have pages like student, faculty, menus, student allergy and reports. Student page will populate all the students from the student list according to grade and section wise. Faculty page will populate all the added faculties. Menu page helps the user to add menus. Here we have an already added record where on edit we can able to see the details. The page consists of fields like menu date, menu day and menu details. Student allergy page helps the user to find what kind of allergy a student has. Here the RFID helps the user to view all the details. Reports page will help the user to view daily report, monthly report, yearly and custom reports. The next module to look into is hostel. In hostel, we have pages like student, faculty, hostel activity list, hostel events and reports. In student page, all the pre-added student list according to grade and section filter will populate. In faculty, all the added faculty list will populate. On clicking hostel activity list page, user will be able to add a list of activities that's happening in hostel. Here we have already have an pre-added record. On clicking edit, we can able to see the activity, the name of the activity, from time to time, scheduled for and added dates can be configured here. On clicking hostel events page, user can be able to add a list of events that's happening in hostel. On clicking reports page, user will be able to view all the reports. The next module to look into is library. Here, as usual, the student and faculty pages will populate the pre-added list of students and faculties. On clicking books, the user will be able to add all the books. Here we have a pre-added record. On clicking edit, we can able to see the following fields called book ISBN, book title, book author, category, price, rack number and total number of copies. On keying the total number of copies, the barcode will be automatically generated in the application. On clicking book category page, the user will be able to add all the categories of books. On clicking issue book list, user will be able to issue book list for a particular faculty or student. Here the available fields are book barcode, student faculty ID, issue date and return date. The barcode and faculty ID will be scanned one. On clicking settings, the user will be able to set a particular configuration for students and faculty. Here we have a presetted data. Max number of books for student and faculty can be entered here. Max number of days for return can be entered here. Fine per day, fine on lost can be entered in this field respectively. The next module to look into is medical. Here, as usual, student and faculty pages will have all the pre-recorded or pre-added data. On clicking regular checkup, the user will be able to add details for a particular student. Here, the student ID has to be scanned and the following details will be populated. Student ID, student first name, student last name, height, weight, body temperature, BP, ENT, nails and hygiene and visit date. On scanning the student ID, the first name and last name will be populating. Here we have to give the height, weight, body temperature, BP, ENT, nails and hygiene status and select the visit date. On clicking save, the records will be saved. The next page under medical is medical room checkup. On clicking medical room checkup, the user will be able to add the details for medical room visit for each student. Student first name, student last name, complaint and the treatment given and the medicine used can be added here. On clicking add in the medicine used field, user will be able to add the medicine name and the dosage. On clicking external doctor checkup page, user will be able to add the external doctor visit list for a particular institution. Here, the student first name and last name will be populated on scanning the ID. The complaint name, the complaint description, treatment description, medicine used, hospital name, the doctor name, fee charge and the visit name are the fields which are being captured. Reports on this module will help the user to have an overview of the happenings. The types of reports are regular checkup, medical room visit and external doctor visit. The next module to look into is reception. Here there are two pages, enquiry list and search list. In enquiry list page, the enquiry list will be displayed. We can able to add a new enquiry by clicking add new. Here we have an existing record which we can view by clicking edit. The details covered under enquiry form are mode of enquiry, subject, date, time, person name, contact number, email ID and purpose. The other page in reception is search list. Here the data can be searched by name, email and mobile and also have a classification of employee or student. On clicking search with all the criteria, the data available in the application will be listed down. The next page to look into is student services. In student services, we can be able to view all the students across all the grades and sections by using grade and section filter. The next module that we have to look into is transport. In transport, we have pages like student, teacher, messages, vehicle list, point list, route list, transport configuration, request list, incident report, vehicle maintenance report, and facilities for swapping and tracking. In student page, application will populate all the pre-recorded or pre-added data. On selecting the particular grade and section, the application will populate all the student list. You also have an option for exporting the student list. Here, various actions for a record can be done like configure, message, progress report, edit, view and delete. In Teacher, the application will display all the added faculties through HR module. This will be mapped against the department. In Message page, the application will have a pre-added templates which will be sent to parents on each happening. Example, before pickup, an alert message will be sent that the bus is nearing its stop. These are the various available templates. You can also edit or delete the templates, and you can add new templates by using add new messages. In vehicle list, the application will help the user to add all the vehicles available in institute. Here you have an option called add new vehicle where user can add the vehicle details. We already have a pre-added data which we will edit and look into. Here we have fields like vehicle ID, vehicle registration number, device ID, SIM card number, vehicle type, seating capacity and description. Every vehicle will have a GPS tracking mechanism which will be enabled by inserting the SIM card. This SIM card number will be captured here. In point list page, the application helps the user to add the points available for pickup, drop and both facilities. Here the user has an option add new point where the user can add new points. Here we are already having a set of pre-added data. On editing we will be seeing the details. The following fields are available in the form: point ID, point name, whether it's a pickup point or a drop point or a both points, geozone, size, location, point location map and point description. The point location map enables the GPS to track the vehicle in the points. The route list page helps the user to add all the routes available for pickup and drop. Here the user can add new routes by clicking on add new route. We have a pre-added data. On editing we will see the fields available: route number, route name, route type, vehicle ID for the particular route, start point, start time, end point, end time, and all the points covering the routes will be dragged from this box and will be placed here. On doing this configuration, a route for a particular way can be configured. Next, the transport configuration page helps the user to configure both faculties, student with the routes map. Here we have two options: configure student and configure employee. While using configure employee, faculties can be mapped to vehicles. On using configure student, students can be mapped to routes. Now we will click configure student and select a vehicle route and configuration type, whether it's pickup or drop. For pickup, the application now will list all the pickup points and the SMS zones. On selecting the pickup points, the route and the grade can be configured. On selecting the route and grade, students available for the particular grade will be mapped here. On selecting the students list, it can be sent to this particular box, and the student transport configuration with the route can be done here. The transport configuration page helps the user to configure the transport facility for student or employee. Here we will see the scenario of a student. For mapping a student for a transport route, we have to click configure student and then select the configuring type, whether it's pickup or drop. On selecting the pickup, all the available pickup points will be populated in this combo box. On selecting the particular pickup points, the vehicle list will be populated. On selecting the vehicle list and selecting the grade, all the students available for the particular grade will be populated in this combo box. We can make a multiple selection and click this arrow button to map them individually. Here, on clicking save, this configuration will be saved. The next page that we have to look under transportation module is request list. In case if any department wants to go for a tour or a trip, the request list will be useful to send a request to the transport facility department. Here we have an already sent request where we can see trip date, departure time, destination, in charge, approved by, and number of riders. On clicking acknowledge, the transport officer will send a OK signal to the request sender. On clicking refuse, the request will be refused. On moving to next, we have incident report page. If any incident happened for a vehicle, it will be recorded in incident report. Here, the user will be able to add incident report by clicking add new report. The fields under the incident report page are student ID, vehicle, driver name, incident time, incident date, entry date, reason for report, previous accidents, corrective efforts prior to report, action taken by administration will be the fields that will be covered. Here, incident will be recorded under for each student separately. On scanning the student ID, it can be mapped. The next page that we have to look into is vehicle maintenance report. In vehicle maintenance report, the fields available are driver name, vehicle ID, date, cleanness, general, left right side, front rear, interior, driver area, and comments. On selecting each checkbox and configuring the required fields, a vehicle maintenance report can be recorded by the user. The next page that we have to see under transport module is daily inspection report. In daily inspection report, user can be able to add all the daily inspected data. Here, the vehicle will be selected, date, time of inspection, and the inspected events will be selected in the box. Here, these are the few options that can be verified daily. The next page that we have to look under transport module is reports. Reports helps the transport officer to look at various aspects from the following reports: vehicle, point report, route, transport request, SMS list, incidents, vehicle maintenance, and daily inspection. Transport module also enables the user to perform swapping between vehicles and student. The vehicle page here will enable the user to swap the vehicles. The fields under vehicle swapping forms are vehicle ID, old route ID, new route, from date, and to date. On clicking the student under swapping option, student can be swapped between vehicles. Here, the available fields are student admission number, vehicle number, old route ID, new route ID, date from, and date to. The other facility that is enabled in transportation module are Vehicle and student tracking. The vehicle tracking is generally done by a GPS tracking device. On selecting the vehicle ID, the tracking mechanism can be done. Here, the application will populate a map which will show the transport location or the current location of the vehicle. The next tracking is student tracking. Here, the user on clicking student tracking, the user can be able to track the students present. Here, the RFID of the student has to be key in and the tracking record can be viewed. The next module that we have to look into is inventory. The pages under inventories are item category, item, vendor, request form, request list, quotation, order, goods received, invoice, sales, and report. On clicking item category, the user can be able to add all the item categories. Here we have an already added data. On editing this, we can able to view the fields under edit category form. The item category and item description and its status are the fields that are captured under item category page. On clicking item, the user can be able to add items for an added category. Here we have an already added data. On clicking edit, we'll be able to view them. The page consists of item code, item name, purchase price, sales price, stock, category, item description, and its status fields. On addressing the following fields, the page can be saved and item can be added. On clicking vendors, the user will be able to add all the suppliers available for the institution. Here we have a pre-added data. On clicking edit, we'll view that. The page will display the following fields: vendor name, contact person, vendor phone number, address, description, and the status. On clicking save or update, the user will be able to add the vendor. The next page is request form. On clicking request form, user will be able to add a request. The following fields are covered under inventory request form: required date, request number, department, description, and the product list. Product can be selected on clicking add and selecting the product under the drop down. The product list will be displayed from the item page. The next page to view is request list. All the added forms will be populated here in the inventory request list. On clicking quotation, user will be able to view all the quotations. Here we have an already added data. On editing, we'll view the details. The page will consist of the following fields: quotation number, category, order type, vendor name, product list, total amount, required date, and the status. On filling the entire details, the quotation can be saved. The next page to look into in inventory is orders. On viewing the quotation and selecting the best quotation, orders can be placed from the user side on using this page. On clicking add new, a new order can be inserted. Now we already have a pre-added data. On clicking edit, we'll view the details. Here the fields displayed are order number, quotation number, order date, product list, and the product to be added, total amount, quantity, description, and the status. On clicking add, the products can be selected and added. The next page to look into is goods received. Here, from the ordered amount, the goods received from the vendors are recorded. The user can do it by clicking add new. Now we have an already added record. On clicking edit, we'll view the details. The fields displayed under these pages are order number, quotation number, order quantity, received person name, received quantity, date received, and condition of material. The next page to look into is invoices. On successful reception of goods, invoices are generated by the user. On clicking add new, the invoice can be generated. We have an already added record which will be seen by clicking edit. Here, the invoice number, order number, mode of payment, payment date, and the total amount are the data to be filled. The next page that we are going to look under inventory is sales. In sales, the user will be able to add the list of people to whom the goods are sold. The purchase by field will have the options student, faculty, guest to whom the goods are sold. The product which are sold can be selected from the drop down. The quantity will be pre-populated on the selection made. The payment date can be inserted and page can be saved on clicking save. The next page to look into is report. The inventory report helps the user to have an overview of the following: item, vendor, inventory quotation, order, goods received, invoice, and sales. Thank you for having patience and hearing out our demonstration. We will be extremely happy on lending our service for the betterment of your organization.